First time fiction writers are advised to write about what they know. And so I wrote about the people, the places, the events, and the happenings of what I observed as a boy growing up in the World War II home front in a small town in Michigan. The inspiration for this book came not because I desired to write fiction so much, is because our daughter asked if I wouldn't please record my childhood recollections to share with our grandchildren. So I really started out writing a memoir, but I soon became frustrated because I needed to validate certain facts and certain events with people who'd been dead for generations, decades. The main characters, the protagonists of this story, are Jace Addison, the now adult narrator, and Danny Tucker. I guess you'd say Danny was a star of the series. These boys, readers find them to be precocious, uncommonly wise, and funny. I sort of modeled the Jace narration after that of Gene Shepard, who wrote the Christmas story, the story in which the little boy was trying every which way he could to get a Red Ryder air rifle for Christmas. And I like that narration. Oh, the Cottonwood tree. Well, what an institution the Cottonwood tree was in our neighborhood. We boys in the neighborhood gathered under the boughs of the Cottonwood tree every Saturday morning and every morning in the summer, and we would plan our day. What adventures would we have in that day? We even established a defense team called the Forest Street Guards to vanquish villains and to protect our hometown and our neighborhood from the bad guys. Two POWs from Camp Owasso escaped with the assistance of two young women, Owasso women, who worked with the POWs at the canning factory. The subsequent treason charges, trial, and the women's being sentenced to prison sentences was a major storyline in Cottonwood summer. And from that point on, each of the 5 Cottonwood novels has contained storylines about POWs. It's been a complete obsession with me to learn everything I can about the war, because the war was all around us as kids. We saw it in the movies, we heard about the war in church, in school. It was all around us, in the newspapers, on the radio, in comic books. We were just completely inundated with war stories. Of course, all the kids, boys and girls of my generation, I think are still completely obsessed with World War II. The 5th book might end this phase of Jace and Danny's lives, but they're growing boys. I'd like to watch them grow up, and possibly I'll find some more room to write fiction about that. If this past dozen years of writing these fiction books is the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I've gotten more satisfaction, more feedback from people all over the world who just love these 2 boys in this series of books.